Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks! Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast where, despite the title, none of the walks that went on by the characters were anything to remember.
Okay, I got something to say about it already, Dan. Go on.
Perfect, great. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and the very opinionated woman right there, as always, that's Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
Okay, listen. This movie follows very closely to the book, except for the part having to do with the actual title. That's why I'm heated, but it's still one of my favorite movies from my youth. I'm fine, Dan. How are you?
So I'm good. To get it out of the way, we're talking about A Walk to Remember. And it doesn't follow that closely to the book because I would have liked it more if it follows closely to the book.
Did you read the book?
No, but I read the Wikipedia page about the book,
fair.
And the book is set in the 1950s. And as someone from the 1950s, I would have adored it.
I forgot that that's when it takes place. I read the book when I was in high school, but I watched the movie like a million times, and I really loved the book, and I really loved the movie. But they're similar in a lot of ways. They're different in a lot of ways. So we'll discuss.
Getting off the book for a second, I am a patron for a podcast that I like. It's called L.A. Meekly. Free plug to L.A. Meekly for all of our many, many thousands of listeners out there. That's a lie. You're all very special because you're part of a very small group.
Yes, thank you, friends.
And as part of the Patreon perk, they send a postcard out every month.
Cute.
Related to the topic that they're talking about. And I got my postcard this month. They're talking about LA restaurants. And so it's about Pan's Restaurant, which apparently has really good milkshakes.
Yum.
But at the top of, and they write a note on the postcard each time. And the note to me said, I was watching Veep recently, and when it came to the credits, it said that the producer was Dan O'Keefe. Now, I know that that's entirely a coincidence, but if it's not, you know you're legally obligated to tell us if you're him, right? And I wish I was him. Are you kidding me? He's the executive producer on Veep. He was a writer on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
His dad came up with Festivus.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Festivus.
He is my, career goal. But the issue is, he has literally my name.
You're going to have to go by a different name.
I know.
How about...
I don't want to go by Daniel.
You could bring back Danny. You could dust that off.
Throw back to middle school. Joseph, DJ O'Keefe, if I throw in my middle name. That sounds like I'm on Full House.
Yeah, I was going to say, DJ is... Listen, there are only two DJs in my life that I know, and one of them is from Full House, and the other one was a kid I went to high school with who was, I wish him the best, but he was really weird in high school. And that's coming from...
Same.
DJ?
Yeah, the only other DJ that I know, aside from DJ Tanner, was, again, I wish him the best, a very weird kid.
And that's coming from two people who themselves are very weird, so let's just take a second to mention that. But he was definitely one of those... Where's my hug kind of guys. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Speaking of where's my hug kind of guys, A Walk to Remember.
Yeah.
So you've seen this. If you had to put a number on how many times you've seen this.
At least 20, Dan. I went through a phase, Dan, and it was ugly. I had this movie on DVD, and I tried to find it at my parents' house to watch this. Thankfully, it was on Netflix, so I didn't have to look that hard because I couldn't find it. But it's a lot of times, Dan. I literally was quoting the movie while we were watching it, saying the lines.
I was not quoting it while we were watching it, but I was predicting it, and I got it. I got it pretty close to how it actually went.
I made Gage watch it with me, and I got mad at him because he kept going, "When's she gonna die?"
Yeah. About 20 minutes or half an hour into the movie, it gets to the part and she's talking about her list of things she wants to do.
Yes.
And I'm like, what? Is she dying? Why does
Wait,
she have this list?
Did you not know anything about this
No,
movie?
I knew nothing about the movie aside of the fact that Dare You to Move is in it. Anna's face right now
I'm
is
shocked.
pure shock.
I need to know everything you thought about this movie now, because I thought you knew the premise.
No, I went into this completely blind. I was
my
expecting there to be a walk to remember.
There is in the book.
Okay, then change the name of the movie to There's a Walk to Remember in the Book.
I'll explain to you what the walk to remember is when we get to that part, because it's the part that made me cry the most. So
okay, I'm not going to give my score right now.
no, save it for the end.
I will, but my one sentence review on Letterboxd for The Notebook was God, I'm such a softie.
Yeah.
My one sentence review for this is, okay, maybe I'm not that much of a softie.
Oh, no, I recognize that this movie is bad, but I also recognize that it makes me really happy when I watch it, and nobody can take that away from me. Thank you.
That's good.
Yes.
That's great. Are you kidding me? The soundtrack is better than the movie. If only because it has Dare You to Move.
Yes.
Sorry. Dare You to Move!
Thank you, Dan.
I don't know why I sing it like it's a Creed.
I wish it
like
was
In the Arms
Creed.
of the Angel.
It'd be better if it was. No, you mean
and it has
Lips of an
Someday-
Angel? No, that's Hinder.
No, that's Hinder.
Oh, I love Lips of an Angel. It was stuck in my head for like a week once.
Yeah. Lips of an Angel. I don't love that song.
Oh, I love that song. It brings back good
But
memories.
It's on the American Idol karaoke game for Wii.
I'd be singing it every time.
It has been brought back into my life far too recently.
If I was playing that game right now, Dan, that's the only song I'd be singing. Thanks.
But the other song on the soundtrack that I love is Someday We'll Know by New Radicals.
Oh, okay. That is a good song. Because that's
is
the one
in
that
the montage scene.
Yeah, I think that's in the montage scene.
Yeah. But New Radicals are, of course, better recognized for the song You Get What You Give, which features a lyric about the recently canceled Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Yeah, for good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, one of my friends at work was like, I'm kind of sad because I really liked Marilyn Manson's music and now he's canceled. And I was like, oh, sweetie, you had to know that was coming. Like,
Yeah.
you had to know. Like, there's no way.
Speaking of cancellations, I don't really understand what's happening with Armie Hammer, but I think he killed someone.
I think he's a cannibal.
Yeah,
Word
I
on
think
the street?
he ate someone.
I choose not to. I can't tell if I think that's real or not. I don't know. I'm waiting for more evidence. The jury's out. I don't know what I think right now.
I like. There's the weird texts that came out, which are, whatever. If that's your thing, as long as it's consensual, it's fine. But then, like, his agent and his publicist both dropped him as a client.
Oh no!
When your publicist drops you, that means there's something like real bad that's gonna come out.
They can't fix it. I'm waiting. Honestly, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm waiting because didn't something like an ex-girlfriend of his or something say something about him being a weirdo too.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what?
And he'd be like, "I want to eat your feet" or something.
I hated that sentence coming out of your mouth. I hated hearing that somebody would ever say that. Those words don't belong together in any capacity. Unless it's like, I want to eat your feet-shaped cookies. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're at a baby shower or something, and the cookies are shaped like baby feet. I don't know. That's the only capacity.
Well, that's even weird. That's still weird.
That's the only...
Because then whoever's throwing the baby shower wants to eat feet.
Yeah, when I threw a baby shower, we had a cake, but it had baby booties on it, but that's pretty much the extent,
Okay, yeah. No, I would be the last person who would want to eat feet. Feet are disgusting.
They are.
I don't understand foot fetishes.
No.
I don't get what people like about them. Keep your feet as far away from me. Maybe it's because I have gross feet. Like, my feet smell really bad all the time. Is this TMI? I don't care.
Welcome back to our foot podcast.
Yeah.
I think I have not ugly feet. Like, I used to think I could be, like, a shoe model.
Okay.
But I still don't think that they're, like, sexy. Like, I don't want to look at anybody
baby,
else's
let me see
feet.
them feet.
I'm not gonna go, wow, that's a beautiful foot. You know what I mean? Like, they're attached to my body, so I don't feel gross about them.
We have both drawn in and turned away Quentin Tarantino from this podcast.
Yes,
over the span of 4 minutes.
No. Oh God.
Okay, let's talk about A Walk to Remember.
Yeah.
So, A Walk to Remember was released in January 25th, 2002, directed by Adam Shankman, who also directed Hairspray.
Love it. Wait, new one or old one?
The new one. Okay. The old one was John Waters.
Okay.
Produced by Denise Denovi and Hunt Lowry. Screenplay by Karen Jansen, based on the novel A Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks, of course. Starring Shane West, Mandy Moore, Peter Coyote, and Daryl Hannah. The production company was Gaylord Films and Pandora Cinema. When the Pandora logo came up before this, I was like, Pandora existed in 2002, but it's a different Pandora. Released by Warner Brothers Pictures with a budget of $11.8 million. At the box office, it grossed $47.5 million. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it has certainly a strong score of 27%.
Why do all the movies I like have bad scores? Can we just, why? Can't I have fun?
The critical consensus is, though wholesome, the Mandy Moore vehicle, A Walk to Remember, is also bland and oppressively syrupy.
I'll just say it right now. Mandy Moore in this movie, she was young and she wasn't at her peak performance yet. You know what I mean?
Yes. She was also literally a child.
She was 17 when That's what I thought, but I didn't know for sure. Yeah, it's not her best performance. Granted, I don't really feel either way about Mandy Moore. I don't really like This Is Us. I've only seen Tangled one time. I don't know what else she's been in. Her music.
Entourage, playing the role of Mandy Moore.
How could I forget? I don't know any of her music besides the song from this movie.
There's that Candy song that she has.
I'll look into it. It's a little late, but I'll look into it.
I bought, Now That's What I Call Music 7.
Yeah.
And it had a Mandy Moore song on it, and I was like, oh, this is perfectly fine. It's something to put on in the background and not pay attention to. And I don't... That's kind of an insult, but that's kind of how I feel about Mandy Moore. She's perfectly fine.
Yeah, she's kind of normal looking. Seen lots of girls that look like
obviously
her.
she's normal looking, but also she's incredibly attractive.
Oh,
she's a Hollywood star.
She's beautiful, but I mean, in the way that there are people I've seen in my life who are just as beautiful, if not more beautiful, in regular life.
Yeah, not in the... Comparing this to The Notebook, not the
like
Rachel
that.
McAdams sort of beautiful.
No,
or the Ryan Gosling sort of beautiful.
Yeah, no. Mandy Moore, I mean, maybe it was because she was 17, but she just looked, like a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
And I guess also because they did make her look plainer for this movie.
But a little frumpy with her clothes.
I think about how she looks now, and I still kind of feel the same. So she just looks like a normal person. How old was Shane West when they made this movie?
He was in his early 20s.
20s?
Yeah, early 20s.
I got something to say about that.
He was born in 78. He was 23 when they made it. It's not that bad.
He was fine. High School Anna was obsessed with him. I'll tell you right now. Here's how obsessed I was with this movie. When I was in high school, we had our planners, and people would decorate the covers of them to kind of, individualize them. And I would always I'd make a collage of things I liked and dream cars and things like that and put it together and tape it onto the front. Yeah. I had A Walk to Remember on my planner cover. Shane West on my planner cover.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was so cute. And watching this movie again, I was like, oh, is he over 18 in this movie? He looks like it, but I'm not sure. Because I was like, he's still really hot, and I don't want to say anything if it's weird, but High School Anna is really coming out right now.
I looked up a picture. I'm on his Wikipedia page, and the profile picture is him from 2015.
How's he looking?
He's still really attractive.
Let me do a quick Goog. Shane West.
Yeah.
Oh, he could get it. He could get it with that beard.
Yes, he could.
Oh my goodness.
He looks like Jason Momoa's alternate reality younger brother in that picture a little bit. It is working on him.
Oh, he is. He could get it,
he has this jawline that just does not quit.
No, it doesn't. I was watching that film and I was like, oh man, Dan, this is about to be a thirst city, I'll tell you right now. Oh man, he's hot. Okay, I gotta throw my phone away.
In the thirst.
I gotta throw my phone away.
Are you kidding me?
I was watching this movie, some of his outfits, I was like, ooh, okay. I just was brought back to the thirst of 2013, 2012, 2011, 2010, 2009, that.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
2008, right in there, right in that formative time when I looked like a thumb. But he doesn't really do much else. This is like his big thing.
He was in Gotham.
What?
Yeah, he played Bane on Gotham, I think in the later seasons.
I'm shook.
And then he was on ER.
I'm not into hospital shows, that's why I wouldn't have known that, but interesting.
Yeah, he was on ER for 5 years. He's done a bunch of TV stuff recently.
Okay, Shane.
Yeah, he's also in 3 Mandy Moore music videos.
Well, did they date? Or were they friends?
I think they're just friends. There's no info about him dating her at all.
Here's a picture of them. She looks normal. He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm sorry. That probably sounded mean. I just think she looks average.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay, so let's get into the movie.
I'm ready. Let me get these notes out, Dan. At first I was like, I'm not going to take any notes because I've seen this movie so many times. Dan, I think I took more notes for this movie than I've taken in so long. I love the name Landon. I'll just say it straight up. I think it's such a good name.
Landon?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It reminds me of Landon Donovan, the U.S. soccer player.
I'm not familiar with soccer.
But okay.
Sorry.
I don't really have any. No, I don't have anything to add off of that. That's just what it reminds me of because I don't know anybody else named Landon.
Fair.
So the movie starts out with a bunch of precocious high schoolers going to what I assume is a nuclear power plant or a quarry or something.
It's a cement factory, Dan.
Sure, they're all terrible people.
They are all terrible people. I got it out for Dean. He's an emotionally toxic and abusive friend. And I got it out for Belinda the redhead. She doesn't know a thing about a thing. Okay.
Belinda is absolutely damning the good name of Belinda for all other Belindas, of which I only know one, and it's Belinda Carlisle, because heaven is a place on earth.
Lord above. I hate everything that, oh God. No, but I'm serious, she's just so mean in the movie because she wants to be with Landon so bad. And I can't remember if they dated or if she just has a crush on him.
They dated beforehand and then they broke up, but she still wants to get back with him.
Okay, well, he clearly said no, she needs to move on. Thank you. The end. But anyway, that's...
Move on to you.
Me?
Yes. Landon needs to move on.
Oh,
to you.
Landon? Absolutely. Come on over. I got room. Sorry, Gage. Shane, you busy? I'm good.
So the reason they're at the cement factory nuclear power plant quarry is because they are hazing a kid to be in their friend group. To be in their friend group in quotes, really. They're just hazing him to make fun of him. And what they need to have him do for his initiation is climb up and jump into this very shallow pool of water. Where once he does that, boom, he's in the friend group. But as I said, this is a shallow pool of water. So shallow, in fact, that when they drove up to it, I was like, they're not going to go in there, is that? Are they? That's like a public fountain level of water. It's 2 feet deep.
When he jumps in, the way he lands, his body is like a U, but backwards, I have no doubt in my mind that every bone in his body snapped.
At least his spine probably snapped in half.
Oh, absolutely. I'm surprised he didn't die, but that would be even darker and everybody would be in jail if he had, So
he doesn't die. I don't remember what this guy's name is. I'm going to call
Clay.
him Stribley.
His name is Clay Gebhardt.
What a too common of a name. I need Stribley jumps a lot.
Okay, fine.
he is gravely injured, and Landon showing that he is saving the cat at the beginning of the movie, because even though he's a bad boy, we know he's a good guy at heart. Classic screenwriting trope.
Me crying already.
He goes in to save him while all the rest of the bad friends run away as the cops come. Conveniently.
How did the cops get there so fast, you know? Like, were they there already?
Yeah, this was all a sting.
Probably. Landon's secretly a cop.
Yeah. Landon gets into a car chase with the cops, which ends with him getting into an accident and getting a sexy little cut on his forehead.
I'm surprised. And he hurt his leg, which like is shocking to me because he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. I'm surprised he didn't like break an arm or something.
Or like fly through the windshield.
Yes. Oh, there's so many things. Okay, I also have something really shallow to say as we move into the next scene.
What about the pool that they jumped into? Shallow?
Yes. I have something shallow to say.
Go ahead.
The actress playing Landon's mom is not an attractive woman.
I 100% disagree with you.
Oh.
Do I know why?
Why?
The actress playing Landon's mom is Daryl Hannah.
Yes, I'm familiar with her. I think. What was she on?
She's the mermaid in Splash.
Shut up! She's not!
Yeah, she is. She wore a wig for this movie, and she got lip fillers, like, injected in, but she had an allergic reaction, and they swelled up, which is why her face looks like that in this. Again, the shock on your face.
Dan, I had no idea. I knew I recognized the name Daryl Hannah from somewhere, but I was like, I watch movies. I don't remember who actors and actresses are. I didn't know that. She's beautiful.
She is gorgeous.
Oh, man, I'm an asshole, Dan. Sorry, Miss Hannah. I didn't mean to. Love your work. Well, the wig really wasn't doing it for her. I'll say that much.
Yeah, she is much better as a blonde than as a dark brunette.
And also, people can be blonde and have brunette children. Her ex-husband was a brunette, so it wouldn't be surprising that her son has brown hair.
Right?
I don't know.
You know, it was 2002. All moms had brown hair.
Correct.
Think about it. Your mom in 2002. What color hair did she have?
Brown. Now she's blonde.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right.
It's the thing. So Landon, as part of his, I guess, community service or something,
I think
so he doesn't get expelled.
Yeah,
he has to join the play.
I think because he's given so many activities as a punishment. Like he has to help the janitor, and he has to tutor, and he has to do the play. I think the reason why he has to do that is because his principal wants him to be so busy that he doesn't have time to do stupid things.
Which is a totally smart way to deal with it.
Yeah, because, like, expelling him is probably just going to make it worse. Like, he could get into so much more trouble. But having him do productive things that are actually good for the community will, I mean, and they do, help him to be a better person.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, at first, because Gage and I were watching, and Gage was like, man, it so sucks that they made him do theater as a punishment. I was like, no. I think this is what's happening. And I think if I was an educator, I think that would be a really good thing to do.
Yeah. Gage was approaching it from the elitist theater student.
Correct.
Point of view.
Gage was heated. He was heated. He's
as
also
opposed
heated.
To the troubled youth point of view that we have.
Mm-hmm. You know me, troubled.
Yeah, you know me,
Nothing but.
youth.
Yep.
So he goes and he's tutoring, and the kid that he's tutoring thinks that it's stupid, which he agrees with.
I mean, it's math, so like.
Yeah.
That's
it.
I don't like math. I'm sorry. But don't forget that, like, he also is going and doing the janitorial stuff, and they've already started, like, it's been made apparent that there's this girl, Mandy Moore, who's, like, a big nerd, and she's the preacher's daughter, and everybody makes fun of her, and, like, she just kind of keeps to herself and does her own thing. But his friends choose to be, well, Dean, his one friend who's a literal penis, chooses
his friend nice. Dean, who reminds me of the bad guy in Lemonade Mouth.
Triggered.
The guy who's like, hey, you, don't you wish you were us? That's exactly the same. It's a different actor. It's exactly the same person.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Landon, he goes to play practice where, in a inspired bit of stunt casting, he is the lead in the student-written spring play musical about prohibition in the 1920s, and a character who I forget his name. I'm going to say it's
Tommy
Sam
the
Rayburn.
Gun Thornton. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm sorry that he has a forgettable, forgotten professional wrestler name from the 80s, someone who Hulk Hogan beats in 3 seconds.
That's the name of the character that Landon plays. Are you talking about the kid who wrote it?
No, I'm talking about Tommy the Gun.
Tommy the Gun Thornton.
Mm-hmm. So he's the lead in the play, which I mean, I understand it in the fact that looking at the rest of the people who showed up for the play practice, none of them were men.
I was going to say, I think the only other guy who showed up was the person who wrote the play, and he clearly doesn't want to be in it because he wrote it. Like, he wants to be the student director.
Yeah.
So that's probably part of it. Like, the teacher probably heard that Landon got in trouble, and she ran to the principal's office and was like, "Oh, sorry, I just lost my breath. I heard a straight man was in trouble. How about you send him to the theater?"
I mean, it reminds me of, I'm going to keep bringing this up, when I was in high school, I was cast because I was the tallest man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Senior
and I
year,
think that happened to him too.
Yeah, I was the lead in a play because I looked older than everybody else. Not because I could act well. I still can't. I can act decently enough that I can take up space on stage and not draw attention to myself. But
you get cast a lot, Dan.
I know. I'm not the lead.
Well,
I shouldn't be the lead.
Surprise.
Ah.
But Jamie's in this play too. Oh, sorry.
True.
I'm just excited to talk about the
Jamie
movie.
is in this play too, and she is, I guess, the female lead? Yeah.
No, she's not.
Well,
the blonde
kind
girl
of.
is, I think. She's just like a jazz singer who comes on stage for 2 seconds, sings a song, and leaves.
Yeah.
That's how it seems, at least.
But also how the show ends. So the way that this play that they're in works, it doesn't make any sense. We see one scene of it. It ends with a song, which we assume is the only song in the play. And there's no falling action afterwards.
Also, he's like, they say she's a jazz singer or a club singer, and she sings a pop song.
She sings a Mandy Moore song.
She does. She sings a Mandy Moore song. She sings Candy by Mandy Moore.
Yeah. But before they get to the actual performance night, Landon is having trouble memorizing his lines and getting into character, so he goes to talk to the preacher's daughter, Jamie, Mandy Moore, to get help from her. And she says she will, on the condition that he won't fall in love with her.
And I say the line at the same time while watching the movie, and Gage rolls his eyes.
And I say, why? Do you have cancer or something?
Did you really say that?
No, I didn't. I was like, that's really a weird thing to say, but okay.
Yeah.
That only came up later.
One condition. You have to promise you won't fall in love with me.
On one condition. You have to find a cure for leukemia.
He gets on it immediately.
He calls his dad.
Beep boop, beep boop. Hello, Dad, the cardiologist.
Yeah, so the two of them, they start practicing together at her house after school, and they start growing closer, because of course they do. This follows
Despite her
every
father's wishes, he's heated about it. Because, oh man, I'm jumping ahead. Never mind.
Do it. Jump.
When he asks her on the date, and he looks so cute, and she's like, "I can't date," and he's like, "Oh, that's okay." And so Landon goes to her dad's office. This is after, I think, after she gets made fun of, isn't it?
I think it's right before that. Whatever.
Either way.
Something, yeah.
Something, okay. We skip ahead. He learns the lines, he does the play, and he kisses Mandy Moore at the end of the show, and it's great. The end. The curtain drops. The end.
Cool, we've gotten past all that, because we didn't really miss anything story-wise.
Am I wrong?
No.
So then he kisses Mandy Moore and his ex-girlfriend, Belinda, who was taking flash photography photos the whole time. Sorry, Dan, I'm doing your job of telling the story, but
it's great, because when that was happening in my head, I heard every pre-show announcement that I've ever heard where they say, please no flash photography.
I know,
and then
I
there's
screamed.
this bitch just with her disposable camera taking all these pictures.
I would have taken it. I'd have been like, ma'am, No flash photography. Escort her out of the theater. Yeah, but and his friend Eric, who's like my favorite of the friend group, is asleep in the audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Mandy Moore sings the song and he kisses her because he's so like she's gorgeous, and everybody's like, wow, she was so hot in that show. And Belinda gets all upset because she thinks that Landon is interested, and so she's like, she takes pictures from the show and photoshops this terrible Photoshop of Mandy Moore's face onto this thick bikini model's body and calls it Virgin Mary and passes this out. Oh my God, Dan. I know that it's so cheesy. I thought it was stupid when I was little. Like, it's just not, like, if somebody did that of me, I'd be like, I wish I looked like that. Like, let's try.
Right?
I'm trying. Can we tell people that's what I look like? Because that would be cool. Like, I don't know. Belinda is mean. She's mean. She's not a friend. If you're going to break up with somebody and you want to try to be friends, try to be an actual friend, okay?
Yeah.
Just try to be a friend. If you're not, then break it off. Thank you. The end.
Also, you said that the Photoshop, a very terrible Photoshop, and you're right about that. But also, we have to grade it on a curve because it's 2002. And
okay.
That picture, the picture from the play, took 45 years to download with their AOL dial-up internet, and then Photoshop, it was, again, 2002. So, and these are high schoolers, so they're not as computer literate as the high schoolers of today are with Photoshop. So really, that's the best that they could do as they were doing it. So I give them an A.
Okay, fine. I guess you're right, considering if I did something like that and turned it into my boss, you'd be like, Anna, what the actual crap is this?
Yeah.
You literally put no effort in, but
you just cut the face out.
Literally, like, you just copy and pasted 2 pictures together. But I don't know. That scene always makes me laugh because, you know, I do a fair amount of photoshopping these days, and it does not look like that when I'm done. They didn't even make it so her head looked like it was on the same turning point as the model.
Yeah, her head was in a different, her face was in a different place than where the head was.
I'm like, y'all, oh my God, is this you? And it's just like, oh God, it's just so bad. But then she runs back, and she and Landon aren't even dating yet. They're just like talking and they're friends. She runs and he catches her, and I'm sobbing. He's like, don't worry, baby. It's not about, well, he doesn't say baby. He goes, it's not about you.
Don't worry, sweet cheeks.
Fisticuffs with Dean, who's a jerk. We're through, Landon. Honestly, Landon, good. Bye. Bye, Dean. You suck. Big booties. He pushes his girlfriend. I hate Dean, Dan. I'm so heated. I'm so heated. I hate Dean. Landon catches her. He rubs the tears from her face. You okay? Let's get out of here. He drives her home, and then he gets his little puppy dog face, and he asks her out, and Mandy Moore's like, I'm not allowed to date. So he goes to the preacher's church/office, and he goes,
ask for permission?
Yeah, he goes, Father Sullivan or whatever, Mr. Sullivan, I want to take your daughter out. And he's like, well, I don't know about that. That's just not possible. And Landon goes, I'm just asking you for what you teach us every Sunday in church. And I go, forgiveness? And he goes, faith. And I go, oh, man. Oh,
so
man.
I have a couple of points to bring up about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mandy Moore falls into his arms at lunch, and he wipes her tears away. And
my absolute dream.
Yeah. That's a weird dream, but okay.
To fall into Shane West's arms? I don't think that's that
I
weird.
thought your dream was to be cyberbullied and sprint and get caught by someone.
I would just like the part where I get caught by somebody, not to be cyberbullied or cry.
Because my dream is to be cyberbullied.
Like the movie with Emily Osment.
Yeah, the ABC Family one.
Cyberbullied.
Then he drives her home. Isn't it lunchtime? Isn't there another half day of school that they have to attend?
Yeah, maybe I like to think that maybe she was like, I'm sick. Yeah. Maybe she went to the office and was like, I'm not feeling well. Because the school knows about her condition.
Yeah.
Just not the students. Unless maybe that's a flash forward to the end of the day, but it's kind of unclear. Like, it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Let's just assume they had a half day.
Okay, sure.
Cool, thank you. Teacher in service day, half day for students.
The only other point that I have is, this is a trivia thing. Originally, the movie was supposed to be rated PG-13 instead of PG.
Why?
And I don't know.
Okay.
It's just, maybe they wanted
curious.
to make it a little edgier than Christian, because it has a very Christian bent with what the release was.
It is very Christian.
So the Photoshop picture was originally supposed to be a naked woman. And all the ones that are handed out are a naked woman, except for the one that we see, which they edited to have the underwear on.
That actually makes a lot more sense.
Right?
To the image, because like I said, a literal bikini model is not really embarrassing. Like, people wear swimsuits all the time. I mean, I guess she's very modest, so maybe a bikini model was too much for her.
Freshman year of college, my face was photoshopped onto The Bachelor.
Did you do that?
No, Caroline, our friend Caroline, who was on the High School Musical podcast, she photoshopped my face onto and it was the highest compliment I've ever received.
See?
That man has a smoking bod. I would like that bod.
I love photoshopping things onto things. It's fun.
Yeah.
I photoshopped Bernie Sanders into a bunch of places for my mom. Anyway.
Did you Photoshop him into the bell tower of the Bells of St. Mary?
Oh, I wish. No, she had me Photoshop him into a couple different places in her school, and then I made her a birthday image with him, so...
Adorable.
Thank you.
But
that makes a lot more sense, because a naked person would be a lot more embarrassing. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of adorable, they now go on some dates to remember.
Oh, Dan, I'm already crying. I'm sorry, I keep stealing your job away from you, but
do it. Go. This isn't the someday we'll know part yet.
Is it not? Okay.
No, that only comes
you're right.
after her big reveal.
You're right. My bad. This is the one. Let me pull out my notes, because this is the one. This date, I will tell you right now, set me up for failure. Okay.
This is the dinner date that they go on, where he goes on a very nice dinner date, and then they dance together with each other.
Oh my god. And it just is so beautiful. My note says, ugh, okay, the date Landon takes Jamie on looks so nice. I haven't eaten out since December for my anniversary. Also, I hate that I thought this date was going to be how all dates would be for me, LMAO, with whose money.
Yeah.
I thought this looked so fun. And isn't she wearing the sweater he got her? Did he not get her?
The pink sweater.
Pink one, because he got her a new sweater.
I think pink sweaters are ghastly.
I mean, I'm not a pink cardigan gal either, but he made...
But it's very sweet.
It was very sweet of him to pick her out a cardigan, since he knows she likes them. And they're dancing together, and I think this is the one... Yeah, because...
Because she's told about her list, about her things that she wants to complete.
Yes.
So he drives them to the state line of North Carolina and Virginia, and she gets to stand in two places at once, which is on her list.
He does the hottest thing, and Gage made fun of me for this, but I think it's so sexy. When he gets out the tattoos, and he goes, stars or butterflies, and she picks one out. And he goes, where do you want it? And she pulls her shoulder out, and he gives her the tattoo, and then he blows on it. I was like, Gage, why don't you give me tattoos and then blow on them? He was
gosh.
He was like, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. I was like, no, it's so sexy. My mom's listening to this like, oh my God. No, it's just so, oh my gosh, so romantic.
Logistical question about that tattoo. You have to get the tattoo wet before it sticks onto him. Yeah, so I assume that he just, a strong lick on the tattoo before he put it on her shoulder.
Did you not see? He was using a paper towel that was wet. He probably dipped it in a glass of water.
I thought that he just licked it up and down like it was a bad stamp.
No, he must have had like a water bottle or something, because it was a wet paper towel. Oh my God.
I didn't see that.
Then they're
kissing. I'm going to continue to not see it.
Oh.
But they kiss.
And then they're kissing, and he says that he loves her. On the first date is a little tacky, but it was still pretty good. Still good.
It's their first date, but it's not really their first date. They've been together for like months at this point.
Yeah, true. And they've known each other for a really long time.
Yeah. They grew up in small town North Carolina, rural town. Very nice rural town, though.
Yeah. So I guess it's different from like, meeting somebody on Bumble and then 1 week later being like, I love you. So
Is that why I struck out on Bumble all the time?
Did you
Because
tell people you loved them?
Well, that's how I started out my messages. I just went, "Hi, I love you."
I mean, unless you're sending the picture of Patrick Starr saying it, I think, yeah, that was probably what you're...
No, I sent a picture of me giving a weak smile and a half-hearted thumbs up, along with the caption, "I love you."
Yeah, Dan, that's a turn-off, my dude. Well, did it work on Anna?
No, I met Anna while I was sitting under a table.
Oh, my
trying
goodness.
to charge my phone, and she came in drunk.
You guys have such a romantic origin story. Wow. A walk to remember who, honestly.
Well, and then our first date was we went to go get Crocs from the Crocs outlet store.
That fits for you guys.
It does.
That fits.
Anyway, back to the film.
Mm-hmm.
Film is a strong word. Back to the movie.
Back to the art. How dare you?
Back to the one step above ABC Family original picture. So they're on another date, and things are going kind of well, except after they walk past the pool hall in the middle of downtown, which there need to be more of. He's like, "Why won't you make any long-term plans or anything?" And she's like, "I can't make any long-term plans. I have leukemia."
Well, first she goes, "I'm sick," and he goes, "Okay, I'll take you home." Like,
yeah,
it's very polite of him to say that. I'll say that much. Like, at least he's like, "Oh, if you're not feeling well, that's totally cool. I'll take you home." But yeah, no, it's pretty dramatic. Because that's when he runs to his dad's house, and "Dare You to Move" is swelling. Like,
yes. So I watched this with my friends, and we had the subtitles on because I like watching movies with subtitles, so my elderly ears can kind of keep up with it.
Understandable.
When "Dare You to Move" started playing, when the first guitar chords hit, it was like group karaoke with the subtitles going on.
Yeah.
We were hitting everything, swelling. It was incredible.
My notes literally say, "Dare You to Move" swells. And then I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say, and then I have Ugg running to his dad's house. I can't. And like, his dad is clearly very wealthy. Like, it's a big house. And I feel a little bit bad for the dad because, like, he's clearly trying to reconcile for the mistakes he made, but Landon is not ready to forgive. And he clearly is like, he doesn't say no to taking on Jamie's case. He just says, "I don't know anything about her case." And then he says, "I'm a cardiologist," which I'm like, Landon, you're old enough to know the difference between an oncologist and a cardiologist. Like, you know your dad works with heart patients, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like the out of context explanation is, my girlfriend told me that she has cancer, so I angrily drove all night to see my rich dad and asked if he would help. He said that he's just a cardiologist and doesn't know anything about her case, but he'll help. So I said, "Fuck you, Dad," and drove away.
Amen. Teen angst at its finest. Even though I'm pretty sure the actor playing the dad and Landon are the same age. Like, they look the same age. I don't know
They're not
why.
the same age.
Oh,
I wish
God.
they were.
They looked like it, though. I was like, are you guys the same?
No, the guy who plays the dad is 15 years older.
Oh, I never would have known.
Shane
He's got a
West.
young face.
He does have a young face. So Shane West was born in 78. David Lee Smith, who's the dad, was born in 63.
Okay. I'll allow it.
And he was also in Fight Club.
Okay.
When I told that piece of trivia to my friend Tom yesterday, he went, "Oh, was he Bob?" And I was like, "No, Tom, Meatloaf is Bob." Meatloaf looks very different.
I didn't know Meatloaf was in Fight Club.
You need to see Fight Club because Meatloaf is a main. Both Meatloaf and Jared Leto are in Fight Club.
What the fuck? Okay. You know Gage loves Meatloaf. Like, loves Meatloaf. Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
One of the first things we bonded over was the fact that I casually like Meatloaf and Gage loves Meatloaf.
Gage professionally likes Meatloaf.
Yes, he does. Pretty much.
So someday we'll know if the dad can actually cure cancer. But at this point, Landon, he starts basically trying to become a better man, it seems like, and right his past wrongs. He tries to He tries to befriend the kid that he tried to murder earlier
And
in
also,
the film.
his friend Eric finds out, and he's the only one from the friend group who actually sincerely comes back and is like, hey, dude, I'll be there for you. I am so sorry to hear about what happened. I love you, man. I'm here for you. And that's why Eric is my favorite member of the friend group. Everyone else is a piece of trash. Thank you.
Yes, Eric is... My feeling on Eric is that he's a good guy who's just very susceptible to peer pressure.
Yeah, I think he's just a normal 17-year-old, to be honest. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also pantomimes both parts of sex at one point in the movie, which I think, doing the one point, no, that's tacky, that's misogynistic. But then when you flip it over and to portray both the giver and the receiver, that is high art. Modern man.
High art. We're also coming up on two things that are my favorite parts of this movie.
When she dies?
No, Daniel! When she, like, won't talk to Landon for a little bit because she's so upset about the fact that she's sick, and he brings her flowers, like, every single day on her porch.
There's just tons of flowers on the porch.
Oh, my God. And then she comes to see him, and she's like, I'm sorry for the way I acted. I just didn't know what to do. Like, being sick is so hard, blah, blah, blah. And she's, like, crying, and she goes, Gage had no time for this line. He absolutely rolled his eyes. Do you know what line I'm about to say?
I don't.
Okay. Where she's like, I just worry about, like, I think it's like you not being there anymore or me not being there for you, something like that. And he grabs her and goes, oh, baby, that'll never happen. Oh! Continue the podcast without me. I'm going to need about 15 minutes to mourn. Oh.
So, as Jamie's condition grows worse, Landon tries to do something. There's a comet that's going to pass over, a once-in-a-lifetime comet that she really wants to see, but she needs a better telescope to see it.
Oh, we forgot to mention something.
Okay.
She won't tell him what the number one thing on her bucket list is.
That's true.
And he looks in the yearbook and it says her ambition is to witness a miracle. So he assumes that that's her number one thing.
Yeah. Which, guess what? It is. So.
Oh.
Yeah. And Jamie gets, she gives Landon a book that was from her mother. Her dead mom.
Wait. Is she already in the hospital? Are we saying she's at the hospital?
She's in the hospital now. Are you kidding me? She collapses at one point.
Oh my God, you're right. How did I even realize that? Oh God, yeah, you're right. She is at the hospital. Oh God. Okay, she gives him the book.
A lot of nothing happens for the first 2/3 of this movie, and a lot happens for the last third of this movie.
Yeah, it's like set up, and climax, and we're done.
Yeah. So Jamie, she's in the hospital. She gives Landon a book, and she says that Landon's her angel. Oh, very sweet.
And the book is from her mom who died. Like, it's just so... Oh, my goodness. I'm crying in the club. I'm crying. There's dogs all over me because I'm crying and I need emotional support.
And in spite of the fact that Landon's dad couldn't help at all, he does help. He pays for private home care for Jamie, which, and Anna's pumping her fist right now.
I
Absolutely.
am.
Good
and
man.
Landon goes to his dad's house and he's thanking him for this. And he's the crying in that scene, like the hugging and the crying, just the thankfulness in Landon's heart. It's just so beautiful.
That is a heartfelt dude's rock scene.
It is. It's such positive masculinity, if I may say.
Right?
Someday we will know.
Yeah, and then Someday We'll Know starts playing as Landon starts building a telescope so Jamie can see the comet. And the dad's like, you got a ton of work that you got to do. You think you can get this done in one night? And Landon goes, I have to.
Oh, the dad starts helping.
Yeah.
He brings him some coffee. Like, oh my God. And then what happens, Dan?
They get engaged.
Oh my God, Dan. Now let me tell you the walk to remember part, okay? Are you ready?
Okay.
So in the book, Jamie has become so weak and sickly, she can't walk on her own anymore.
Okay, that makes sense.
She has to be in a wheelchair at all the times. And so when they get married, the walk to remember is her walk down the aisle because she gets out of the wheelchair and with her father's help, she slowly like takes her time and walks to Landon at the altar. And that's why I was crying because I was thinking about that in the book and I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. But why they fucking didn't do that shit in the movie? It's so beautiful. And you really just took the literal walk to remember and said, this is trash. Like,
Yeah. Are you
Dan,
kidding me? At every point during this movie, whenever they went on a walk, I kept asking, is this the walk to remember?
No,
Is
it's
this
the walk down the
to remember?
aisle.
I expected a climactic, like, saying goodbye walk that they would take. Because, like, the walk down the aisle in the movie, it wasn't very special. She was walking fine.
Exactly. No, the walk in the book is supposed to be that she's so sickly and weak that she can barely make it down the aisle to Landon. And she does. She walks down the aisle with her father's help, and that's what makes it so special.
Yeah.
So now you know what part of it was supposed to be a walk to remember.
Yeah. It's not as special in the movie.
No.
They get married in the same church where her mom and dad were married, thus crossing off another item on her bucket list.
I'm crying the whole time. Crossing off a bucket on a list on. Oh my God, a bucket on my list. Bye. Okay, done.
They spend a summer together, we're told, and she dies. Bum-bum-ba-da.
And in the book, he never takes his ring off, but in the movie, he takes it off, and I'm like,
it's
that's
much better
not
in the
his ring.
book.
Yeah.
Much better. If this had been a direct adaptation of the book, I probably would have liked it a lot more.
Yeah, exactly.
So then time passes. We have to assume it's like 5 years later, 4 years
He
later.
said 4 years later.
Okay, well, I wasn't listening. 4 years pass, and Landon comes back to town. He's been accepted into medical school.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. And he's like, Jamie never got to witness a miracle. The comment, it wasn't the miracle. And then Jamie's dad, she's like, Landon, you were her miracle.
And I'm crying again.
And then
I'm like, yeah, you were.
And then Landon explodes into a burst of pure energy and ascends up into heaven.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the movie ends.
Yeah. Now, then Landon, he walks down to a pier and he's talking to himself and he's like, he's sad that Jamie's gone, but their love was like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
Oh, Dan.
And then we are dared to move!
I just want you to know right now that Gage says that he's mad at you for making us watch all these romantic movies because I keep crying.
Gage, I accept your anger completely. I'm mad at me for making us watch this one too.
I love this
I did not
one.
like this movie. It was
I
so
told you
dumb.
you weren't gonna like it. I told you weren't gonna like it, but I love it.
Okay. The good things about this. The relationship, like the relationship between Landon and Jamie and between Mandy Moore and Shane West, they work very well together.
Their chemistry on screen is really good.
They
They
great
look nice as a
on-screen
couple.
chemistry. The dialogue that they say to each other, incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
I know I said that The Notebook was predictable. This is predictable in an unenjoyable way.
Can't relate, first
Okay.
of all. Maybe it's just because this movie holds such a special place, like, in my heart, because it was such a big part of my high school experience, because I was so obsessed with it. Like, Gage and I were laughing. Like, I understand that it's poorly written and cheesy,
Yes.
but I just think it's a sweet story, you know? Like, when it gets down to it, I think it's a sweet story. And I think it's something that I can actually see, like, not happening, not the part about her dying or whatever, but, like, the actual way that they fell in love, I feel like is could happen, which
Yeah.
is why I like it.
To me, it felt like a syrupy Christian drama that they would show you in Catholic school when they don't want to actually show you anything or teach
Stop,
that
I
day.
love Christian drama. Seventh Heaven?
I do not.
Seventh
Heaven is
Heaven?
really boring. The Waltons, technically not a Christian drama, but The Waltons is really boring.
Dan, end this episode. I'm done with you.
It's too saccharine. It's too the troubles that they go through are too white bread. And I know that saying Mandy Moore dying of leukemia as a white bread sort of struggle doesn't make sense. But the way that it's dealt with by everyone else, the only real emotion that I saw from any of the characters was between Shane West and his dad. Like
Yeah, true.
the preacher father, he just seemed to like, I get that he was resigned to the fact, but he wasn't emotional at all about anything. He was like detached from everything, which could be a defense mechanism, but it doesn't work in a movie when he's just detached from the fact that his daughter is dying.
Yeah.
And Daryl Hannah's lip injections.
Daryl Hannah's whole look for this movie. Poor Daryl Hannah. She was done dirty in this movie.
So dirty. She's in Splash. She's a mermaid.
I love Splash. Splash is such a good movie.
Also, if we are to assume that the characters and the actors are the same age, Daryl Hannah as Landon's mom was 18 when she had Landon, because Daryl Hannah's 18 years older than Shane West.
Ooh. Well, you know, it's fine. It's fine.
So the only trivia that I really have about the movie is that in the book, the play is not about Tommy the Gun, Guadababo. Instead, it's about a Christmas play, and it's set in the 50s. And the antics that the teens do in the book are a lot less dangerous than the antics that the modern teens do to get them into trouble.
I kind of like the more modern twist to it, though. Do you? I mean, I know you don't, because you like...
I absolutely don't.
Never mind.
I think that's also because I don't... Partially because of the events of the real world that happened slightly before 2002.
Okay, fair.
I don't know why anybody would ever want to go back to 2002. I understand why someone would want to go back to the 50s, especially considering that everybody in this movie's white, why you would want to go back to the 50s. I don't know why anyone would want to revisit basically the 2000s.
Listen, I don't want to revisit the 2000s. I just like this movie.
I get that. I understand it, but like...
No, I know. I'm just being sassy to you.
No, I understand. There's nothing about this that is like aspirational to me. It looks like, I want to be like those people.
No.
No.
There's nobody in this movie that I want to be like.
Maybe the cardiologist dad, just because he's really rich and he's got a really nice house.
True. I do want to be aspirational, and I want to manifest his money and his house.
Other than that, there's not really any... and then they use the same sets as Dawson's Creek for a lot of it because they were filmed at the same time.
Yeah, you told me that last week, and I was very shook about it.
The hospital set, exactly the same.
Jesus.
They filmed at the same school.
No.
And there's one other thing.
I don't know. Is it the cement factory?
Yeah, don't you remember that very special scene at the cement factory in Dawson's Creek?
I don't know. There's a creek.
Where Dawson
I figured
goes to the
maybe
creek.
it was the literal creek. I don't know anything about Dawson's Creek.
Dawson's Creek has a theme song by Gavin DeGraw, I Don't Wanna Be.
That's the only Gavin DeGraw song I've ever heard in my life.
No, wait, that's One Tree Hill. I get them confused. They're the same thing.
Similar.
I was making jokes about what I thought were about Dawson's Creek last night. They were all One Tree Hill jokes because I kept talking about basketball. They play basketball in One Tree Hill, not in Dawson's Creek.
Good one,
Dawson's
Dan.
Creek just has like Eric Vanderbeek crying or James Vanderbeek crying.
Everyone Vanderbeek crying.
Anyway, if you had to give I mean, is there anything else that you have to say about it that we haven't said?
I feel like this is going to be a short episode because it's kind of a short movie. It's only an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, everybody here can probably tell from my poor taste in movies and also the way I've been talking about this movie. It just brings back a lot of really, really good memories for me. Like when I would either be playing Guitar Hero World Tour or watching this movie. That was me when I was in high school. If I wasn't hanging out with my friends, I was literally either watching this movie or playing Guitar Hero World Tour. There is no in between.
What?
Those are my only two moods. What do you want from me?
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. No, like it brings back a lot of really fond memories of like me trying to figure out who I am and like what my life would be like and finding out what kind of things I would hope for from a future boyfriend. Granted, here I am as an adult at 25 realizing that real life is a lot different, like dating an actual person versus dating a character in a book. But like, it's just kind of nice to be in a place like that where you're watching this movie and it takes me back to like when I was so much more innocent and like loved this movie and felt like it was the be all and end all of all romantic relationships. I don't know. It just makes me happy. And I was so excited to watch it because I hadn't seen this movie in forever. And I was excited to share it with Gage, even though he'd already seen it, just because it is something that is so important to me. So it was just a really special trip down memory lane for me.
Yeah. The way you talk about it brings up a question for me.
Yeah.
Thinking back to when you were in high school, could high school Anna see herself as Jamie in the movie?
Are you kidding me? She probably thought she was.
Yeah,
minus
okay.
The being sick part, I absolutely thought I was gonna woo some boy, some bad boy, into being my forever boyfriend. Are you kidding me? Now I just got the exact same version of me, but in boy form and a little nerdier.
I think that's why you connect with this a lot more, because you could see yourself in it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not Shane West. I'm not the bad boy. I'm the guy who wrote the play.
There you go.
Are you kidding me?
Isn't that Eddie Zimmerhoff or something?
Eddie Zimmerhoff, the short kid who's in the movie for 2 minutes. That's who I see myself as.
He's a short king.
No, I do think
it's.
I get that it's a special movie to you. It's not a special movie to me.
That's okay. I'm sure you have movies that are special to you that are not special to me. So, like Quiz Show.
Like Quiz Show. There was a tweet today.
I saw it, Dan. That's why I mentioned this.
The tweet was, what's a movie that you think that you are actually the world's biggest fan of more than anyone else? And, of course, my response was Quiz Show. And I'm pretty sure that it's not even close.
Yeah, probably. I think for me it would be this one. I don't know. Do you think I could beat out all the other girls and fan of this movie?
It might be tough. You need, like, I think part of the issue is you don't have a Mandy Moore poster. You would have a Shane West poster, but you wouldn't have a Mandy Moore poster.
No.
You're a fan of parts, not the whole.
The piece.
Yeah, you're a fan of the pieces.
I guess. Oh wait, that's Ashley.
Pieces of Me. That's Ashley Simpson.
Dang it!
I was listening to that when I was driving today. It's great.
Oh, remember how she emotionally destroyed Pete Wentz after they got married? I do.
Remember how either way, she's still the good Simpson?
Oh, poor Jessica.
No, not poor Jessica. She's
Why
done
not?
I
don't know.
I
just thought you were talking
prominent anti-vaccine person in the world.
What? I thought it was Jenny McCarthy.
Oh, wait.
Dan, are you
One second. Have I been dragging Jessica Simpson this whole time?
You were thinking of Jenny McCarthy.
Am I thinking of Jenny McCarthy?
Oh my god.
Wait a second. Is Jessica Simpson on The Masked Singer? No, it's Jenny McCarthy.
No, it's Jenny McCarthy.
I am thinking of Jenny McCarthy. Okay, wait a second. Is there a reason why I don't like Jessica Simpson? No. Okay, I'm sorry, Jessica Simpson. You are not the bad Simpson. I retract all my statements and put them onto Jenny McCarthy. Jenny McCarthy is terrible.
Good work.
And I will, yes.
Good work,
you.
Dan. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I apologize to our devoted fan, Jessica Simpson.
You're welcome. I mean, thank you.
What?
I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, Jessica.
Would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as
I don't want to mar its perfection. I'm going to have to keep him out of this one.
Okay. Would it be better, worse, or the same with Jimmy Stewart as
the pastor?
The pastor?
Yeah.
It'd be better, I guess. Jimmy Stewart's a better actor than the actor who plays the dad, I think.
Yeah. I think Daryl Hannah's the most famous one in this movie. What?
He has a worse name. The guy who plays the dad is Peter Coyote.
That's a stripper name.
But do you know what else he's been in? A lot.
What? Really? Like what?
He was in E.T.
As
he
who?
was in Patch Adams. Let's see. In E.T., he was Keys. I don't know who
that's
Keys
not helpful.
is.
That's not helpful at all.
I don't know either. He was in Patch Adams as Bill Davis. He was in Aaron Brockovich.
Oh.
He was in a movie called The Hebrew Hammer. He played Robert Mueller in the 2020 film The Comey Rule.
Interesting.
He's also been a narrator for a ton of stuff. Like, he narrated a
Interesting.
bunch of, like, NHL documentaries and stuff. He's a good
Oh.
voice.
I mean, yeah, he does.
Wait a second. On his Wikipedia page, his birthday was Robert Cohen, and when he was at college, he ingested peyote and had a hallucination in which he saw his footprints as coyote paw prints, and then he changed his name to Peter Coyote.
I absolutely hate that. Thanks for sharing.
He has a section. The sections on his Wikipedia page: early life, name change, countercultural activities, discovering Zen, San Francisco Arts Commission, and the California Arts Council, film and television acting.
So he's nothing like the character he played.
He is completely different.
Complete difference. Oh my.
Wow. Okay. So I think the movie would be slightly better with Jimmy Stewart, but I like the story of Peter Coyote a lot more.
Make
Okay,
that
if you
into a
had to-
movie, TBH.
If you have to give a rating, 1 out of 5
5-5.
walks to remember, you give it a 5?
Dan, I'm not even going to let you finish the sentence. I love this movie. I'm giving it a 5 just because of how happy it makes me and the memories it gives me. Literally, if I was rating the movie, I'd probably give it a 3. But because of how happy it makes me, 5. How about you?
I give it the same score as National Treasure, but I think it's better than National Treasure. I give it a 1.5.
Okay. Because you said it's better than National Treasure, I'm not mad at you, but I'm a little hurt.
I do think I mean, I don't think it's good. I do think it's bad, but it's not the worst thing I've seen.
Okay.
It's not Cowboys and Aliens or Real Steel.
Jesus Christ. Oh God, no. No to all of this.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. I don't have anything else to add.
Me either. I think that you should watch it at least once if you're curious, friends. It's just a good movie for
Yeah.
just little... If you want to just watch something a little cheesy and sappy, early 2000s, it's a good one.
I recommend, like, every movie that we've done, watch them, for better or for worse, because you get
Yeah.
something out of it.
It's good for Valentine's Day, you know, get you in the
Mm-hmm.
mood, in the spirit.
Yeah, so that's it for this week's In Conclusion.
Kind of a quick
Anna,
one.
a quick one. I forgot. Did we have a movie planned for next week?
Yeah, Sleepless in Seattle.
Okay, yeah. So next week we will be talking about Sleepless in Seattle. Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan.
No
The
tears
cast of
from Anna this
Frasier.
time. Tom Hanks's real wife is in this movie, playing his
You
sister.
mean- I'm sorry, you mean the star of Jingle All the Way? With the seminal line, "Damn you, Howard."
Poor Rita. Poor
Right.
Rita.
Rita Wilson. Hey, she is healed. She is no longer... She got COVID in April. She
Yeah,
is
a long
fine
time
now.
ago they had COVID. Glad to
Yeah.
hear they're still alive. Glad to hear they
Yes.
recovered.
Yes, me too. So come back next week when we won't catch any sleep in the Pacific Northwest.
Love it.
If you like the show and you want to follow us on the internet, you could do so. Facebook and Twitter @and in conclusion, on Instagram @in conclusion podcast. If you want to follow me, you can do so on Twitter. Dan O'Keefe 86, Instagram DLRAAR. I forget
don't-
myself. I don't remember. My website's dan-o'keefe.com. If
Oh,
you want to
boy.
support the show, the best way you could do so is by telling your friends and getting more people to listen, and telling us what movies to watch, because we'll accept anything.
Yeah, true.
Pretty much, as long as it's not a snuff film, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
Or we have a Patreon, patreon.com/inconclusion, where you can give us money.
Please do.
We have a bunch of perks listed. I'm gonna be completely honest. We haven't done any of those.
If we got a few more patrons, maybe we would, though. You
Maybe
know?
we would. Yeah, we're holding you hostage. We're holding our current patrons hostage until we get more
Yeah.
people, where it becomes
Listen, I'm
the
pretty sure.
cost-benefit analysis becomes reasonable.
Listen, our greatest patron right now is Gage, and I hold him hostage every day. So
Anna, as the hostage taker, where can the police find you?
you can find me on Instagram at AutomusPrime818 or on Twitter at AutobotsRollout, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll and the O in Out are zeros.
As we said, we will be next we will be next week. We will be
Yep.
back next week with Sleepless in Seattle. So in the meantime, everybody stay safe, have fun, wear a mask,
Please.
stay warm. It's currently very cold right now in Milwaukee.
It is. It's cold in
and-
Illinois, too.
And if you know how to get in contact with Dan O'Keefe from Veep, who I share a name with, please tell me how. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, they love Chip and Joe.